Alright, so here it is finally, and I'm here. This is the Q&A, the Hey Arnold-centric Q&A, and I'm here with Milan Jeftic1992.
What a beautiful voice. I am Milan Jeftic1992, also known as Bane. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, so we've got a lot of questions, and
Good.
so let's kick things off with first questions. First question comes from Linerman0245, and he asks, "What if Hey Arnold was invaded by the Crossed?"
The Crossed.
From you ever read Garth Ennis' Crossed?
Garth Ennis. Oh, yes, Crossed. I remember that comic book. There was a lot of horrible things going on in there.
It's the only comic that made me throw up.
Oh, well, it didn't make me throw up, but it just like, damn, boy. That is some truly fucked up shit right there, son. Yeah. But no, I would hate to think, because I think with Olga's ambitions all gone away, she'll just go straight after Arnold and devour him whole. Like, a lot of cannibalism will be involved, and a lot of petty revenge. Just given life, whatever. Words are funny things. They're never there when you need them.
Yeah. So I guess all I could say is it'd be gross and I wouldn't read it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad we're taking this as a comic book. I don't think you could get away with the animation of Crossed.
You know what? Now that you've said it, there's bound to be one sick fuck listening who will listen sometime in the future that will go out and make this cartoon, and then he'll send you the link without telling you what it is. That is the horror of the internet. You'll see shit that you don't want to see.
Milan, you don't count in that category, alright?
I know, I'm not good with animation.
Alright, so, our next question, so thank you for that question, Linerman. Next comes from 146 Zigzag, and he asks, who pulls off the football head better, Arnold or Stewie from Family Guy?
Personally, I gotta say Stewie, because his head actually looks like a football, while Arnold's head just kind of looks like it doesn't look like a football per se, it just looks like a weird, stretched oval. I'm trying to find a very creepy and disturbing analogy to his head, but I can't really find one, since Hey Arnold is subconsciously connected to my childhood. So, like a thing that is long and impractical to kick.
Alright, all I can say is Arnold did it first, he did it better. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Alright. So our next question comes from, think of that question, Zigzag, next comes from Human for, I hope I'm saying that name right, because it has a Y. Human, I hope I'm saying that right, 74 Roth asks, was there an episode that freaked you out? For me, it was the Headless Cabbie episode. That was the scariest thing the show ever did, and I still don't know how it got away with that either. The close second was the Haunted Train episode. Hey Arnold had some creepy as fuck episodes, didn't it?
I know, right? The Haunted Train was one of the most fucked up things I've seen.
You know what one freaked me out, and it wasn't even like the whole episode, was the Ghost Bride, and they got away with a woman saying she chopped up her twin sister and her fiancé, and they didn't show it, but they literally showed you in a shadow image of her chopping up her former loved ones.
Well, I guess,
and then they showed her committing suicide.
Wow. Well, I guess this whole thing is set in New York, so I think that stuff is kind of expected.
Yeah. I think, the Headless Cabbie episode was creepy, and I swear, Craig Bartlett, I think that's the name of the creator, that's the creator of Hey Arnold. This guy knew how to write kid horror. Like, this is some Goosebumps shit right here.
Yeah, Goosebumps with balls, which is always great to see. I love Goosebumps, but yeah. I mean, the Haunted Train episode was one of the creepiest things I remember watching as a kid. But, personally, the thing that kind of at first freaked me out, but then pushed me into a transcendent moment of peace, was the guy who lived on the roof with the pigeons. You know that one?
Yeah.
That was, at the very beginning, I was like, what the hell is going on? And then it turned out he was a harmless simpleton. Well, not simpleton, but a man in touch with the higher powers. And so at the very end, when all the pigeons grabbed onto the little circle things on his clothes, pulled them up into the air, I wasn't scared by that point. I was just like, wow, this is truly a piece of visual art. I felt something, man, and this is from a cartoon show for children.
Yeah.
But of course, this was set in New York, and so a lot of episodes of Hey Arnold had that kind of really kind of shamanic, eye-opening experiences at the very end. Something very profound. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
Hey Arnold is very profound.
Do you want to move on to the next question before I die of old age?
Yeah, sure. Please go right ahead.
You see, that's the thing, people. I'm not trying to be a dick to Milan. It's just that he acknowledges this. He has a tendency to ramble.
Yes, that is kind of what I'm known for. Continue, good sir.
Alright, all I'm going to say is the Headless Bride, it was a good creepy episode, but Headless Cabby's a close second. So thank you for that question, Roth. Next question comes from Sleepyhead Extreme. Aside from Arnold's missing parents, what storylines would you have liked to see if the show continued? That's a good question. Obviously, the parents is the big one. I would have liked to seen a series. I would have liked to seen. No, that's really much it. All the storylines in there were pretty much more or less kind of complete. Like, I would have liked. Actually, I take that back. There is one thing I would have liked to see more of them build on. Is more of them build they build around. More of the interpersonal relationships. I would have liked them to build around that. And I'm not just talking about Arnold and Helga. I'm not. I'm talking like everyone else, because they did say the creator of the show has said that Phoebe and Gerald were technically a couple. They just never showed. I'm like, well, let me fucking see it.
Yeah.
I'm not asking for like bound chicka wow wow. I'm just asking like acknowledge that they're a couple. Don't say like, oh, they were. I hate when creators of shows do that.
Show and don't tell, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, pretty much Hey Arnold universe, the Hey Arnold stories were just so fully complete, and yeah, a part of me still wants to know about Hey Arnold's parents, but another part of me just doesn't want something, cheap to ruin the mystique of the show.
Right. So our next question... Alright, so I guess we can say all about that. So thank you for that, Sleepyhead. Our next question comes from Travis Rendon. Hope I'm saying that last name right. And he asks, if you were given the opportunity to create Gerald's friend Fuzzy Slippers, what would be his backstories, and what would Gerald...
Oh, dear child. You have asked a question that you will soon regret the answer for.
I'm going to let Milan... I'm going to take the leash off Milan for a second.
Well, what was the question again?
If you were given the opportunity to create Gerald's friend Fuzzy Slippers, what will be his backstory and with Gerald, and how would they have met, etc., and all that?
Well, Gerald would be walking down the street of New York at 1 a.m. after drinking at a bar. Underage drinking at that. And he'll hear a voice whispering to him from the sewer grate. And being drunk and out of his wits, he would come closer to the sound, to the creepy whispering the sewer grate. And he would look down, and a pair of red eyes would be glowing back in return, looking straight into his soul. And then he would be grabbed by two fuzzy, cute, adorable arms and pulled into the sewers. And he would spend 16 months down there, and all of a sudden he would return, forgetting everything that happened, with a cute little friend. Well, always talking about a cute little friend. His parents thought that he was dead and already buried him. Well, already buried, a casket in his honor. But his strange return caused a lot of rumors about him. Maybe you ran away, maybe this, maybe that, but Gerald knows. Gerald knows what happened. Somewhere deep in his subconscious, the memories of those 16 months still linger and fester like an open wound. But he's still, at least he has a friend now. A sweet little friend that he calls Fuzzy Slippers. And Fuzzy Slippers will never let him go. Not even if he wanted to.
Thank you, Milan.
Yeah.
Thank you, Milan. You've now terrified half the audience.
Good. I didn't really terrify. All I kind of did was... That doesn't matter. Keep continue.
Alright, so I can't really... I gave Milan the benefit of the doubt to answer that question, so I hope you enjoyed that answer. Hopefully, Travis. Our next question comes from Jerkwater100. And he asks, should they make another Hey Arnold movie focusing on Arnold who is searching for his parents?
The thing with these type of things, with movies from 90s cartoon shows, you know, I wouldn't mind it. I'll go see it out just out of curiosity, but when a TV series is over, and all the plots, you know, if they maybe or maybe not all wrapped up, if like, how long has it been, like 10 years now? I think it's a little bit too late for it now. Maybe it's like,
Well, now we're getting more sequel shows. We've got a new reboot of Max Steel. We've got Shaolin Chronicles, which is a direct sequel to Shaolin Showdown. It's not totally impossible.
I suppose you're right, but I only watch it if the creators of the show really came together and put their heart and soul into this. Like, if it's just like a heartless cash grab, then I wouldn't go see it. But if I hear the original creators were there just because they wanted to retell, or at least, you know, answer a few questions about the series and, you know, wrap a few things up, that would be great. But if this hypothetical movie were to come out, I'd love to see Hey Arnold at the age he would be now, so like 20s or late teens or something.
Yeah. Alright. Yeah, I agree with you on that, is that I think it should be something with heart and soul into it for one last hurrah.
Indeed.
And also, Jerkwater, you technically asked 2 questions, and someone already asked that question, so we will give the question. You have a question about how could a Hey Arnold comic book series work, and there is a question of that later on, so hopefully, if you still want that question answered, technically we are going to answer it, but because someone else asked that question.
Yes.
So, it doesn't mean to ignore you, it's just that I have that one question rule, and technically you're still getting an answer.
Yes, indeed. You get to keep your cake and eat it too, damn you, tongue-tied mouth.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So thank you for the question, Jerkwater. That was a very interesting question of that movie idea. Again, it would all have to come down to the question. I mean, not question, the creators.
Indeed.
Yes, twirling my non-existent mustache.
I'm growing out a big, manly biker man beard. It's gonna be big, long, and black, so I can, you know, stroke it whenever I'm thinking about, you know, serious things.
Or let, you know, bugs crawl all in it.
No, I would keep my beard clean for Allah's sake. Oh, did I just say Allah? I'm joking. Anyway,
Next question. The Okinawa Kid Prime, he asks, you think Helga should get her own spin-off series from Hey Arnold or not?
You want to answer this one, or should I?
We'll both answer. We'll both give our collective answers.
Okay.
I'm going to say no. Because, and here's the reason why I say no to that. I say no because while Helga and her family could work as a sitcom-esque show, something along the lines of like Frasier or like a young Frasier. Or, what's that show with the 2 old people at the piano and they're talking about those were the days?
No clue.
I don't know. Maybe someone can answer that for me. There's a question for you, good people. God, his madness is running off on me. But here's the thing. Helga works better when she has other people to play off of, and when she has Arnold. You know, she needs Arnold. I mean,
yes, because it wouldn't be the same if she transferred her sycophantic appreciation for somebody else. Because Arnold, you know, I would feel a little bit dirty inside seeing that bubblegum statue in her closet be of somebody besides Arnold. You know what I'm talking about? And yes, the thing with the Hey Arnold show, it was just one of the great benefits of it. It was filled with so many well-developed characters, and sure, each one of those characters could support their own series, but I really do personally hate when, like, really character-driven shows, kind of, the producers give another character, a character that's a fan favorite, in their own series, and it doesn't really work, because, well, sure, the character might be fun and hilarious, and could, in theory, support their own show. It was the dynamic he or she had with the other characters that really made her, you know, stand out.
Oh, so that's why Planet Sheen sucks so bad.
Indeed, there we go. Who said having Milan on your channel will evolve it into a hideous former mirror image of its former self?
Yeah. You see, that's the thing. Like, there are characters I could honestly say you could do spin-offs of. Honest to God, there are spin-off. You can do characters from the show that you could do spin-offs from. Okay, my two biggest picks for spin-offs would be Rhonda and Olga. Do you remember those two?
Yeah, I do.
Rhonda, she is one of my favorite female characters from the show. She can really play the rich girl and still be hilarious, rather than be something like, you know, the stereotype rich girl animated characters you see in animation or sitcoms.
The Valley Girl is what you're saying. The Valley Girl.
Yeah, she doesn't play the Valley Girl, and when she does, it's so over the top, it's hilarious. And I could definitely see her.
The thing about the Valley, sorry, I just gotta put it in before we move on.
Oh God.
The thing about the Valley Girl, isn't that like an East Coast thing? Isn't like in New York where the show is based? They kind of aren't they like socialites in New York?
Yeah. She's technically a yuppie.
That's right.
She's what Christian Bale is in American Psycho. That's a horrible connection. God, because we totally need a scene of I was going to reference that scene of Patrick Bateman running around with the chainsaw. You all know that scene. Never mind. That's more like Curly. That's more Curly shtick. But Rhonda can definitely. She could do her own. I think she could carry her own spin-off. She has enough charisma to be interesting on her own, as well as just seeing her interact with other characters. It's fun to watch her play off so many different characters and kind of get beaten down morally, and just to have, you know, kind of like, hey, my life is not so great. So you could do like a globe-trotting thing or something like that. I don't know. And I say,
yeah, something like that.
And for Olga, Helga's older sister, Olga, I think you can do the globe-trotting thing as well with her, and kind of do a nice little introspective of her, rather than be this really cheery girl. She really does have to work really hard to keep her parents' approval. You see that, and truth be told, I'd rather just like to see her as a companion for the Doctor. That's where this is This is where it's devolving to, just to see her as a companion for the Doctor.
Oh, you beings and your complete. Oh my goodness! Don't you? Everybody wants everybody else for the Doctor's companion. It's ridiculous.
Well, what about you, Milan? Do you see any characters that could get their own spin-off? Because as much as I like Helga, it's her relationship with Arnold and the other characters that keep her based. I mean, I don't think you could get that with anyone else, especially her devotion to Arnold.
Yeah, I think I already said my thoughts. It would be interesting to see a couple of spin-offs, but personally, Hey Arnold is all I need. All the characters are there. I get more bang for my buck, as it were. And, yeah, I'm happy with Hey Arnold.
Alright. Okay. Alright, so thank you for that question, Okinawa Kid Prime. Our next question comes from Sailor Helga.
That is the greatest name in human history.
Well, here's the thing. Sailor Helga, she's the writer of this fan fiction called Sailor Helga, which is Sailor Moon and Hey Arnold put together.
Dude, you have no idea what just happened. Something amazing just happened. Melina Pendulum has subscribed to me on YouTube. Oh, happy day!
You're listening to history in the making, folks.
Yes, and she agreed to voice a few characters on my audio play. That is wonderful. I am happy beyond belief.
I'm happy for you, Milan. You all heard it here. This is history. Mark it down.
Yes. Yeah, this is possibly yes. I'm not going to say what's yes. Happiness everywhere, out of every orifice. Anyway, let's continue.
Yeah, so, like I was saying, she made this, Sailor Helga made this fan fiction called Sailor Helga, which was a fusion of the Hey Arnold characters becoming Sailor Moon characters. Like Helga became Sailor Moon, and Phoebe became Sailor Mercury. Did you ever watch Sailor Moon?
I have a few episodes. It was the thing with those type of shows, you hear about them all the time, but whenever you catch them on TV, it's always the same episode. It's weird. It's like, but I've seen like 2 or 3 episodes of that show, and it's just like, it was cute. It was like, it's a thing, and they're, it's basically the best strip show if you're on E.
That's great, Milan. Thanks.
Oh, I'm sorry, dude. I'm not the first person to make that comparison. It's flashing lights and silhouettes of pretty girls. It's nice, but the story was also kind of heartfelt as well. Yeah. But the whole
So long story short, and by long story I mean your long story. Long story short, I reviewed her fanfiction, she enjoyed my review of it, and now here's her question. She says, Dude, thank you so much for reviewing my crossover fanfiction. You're welcome. Question. Would you be interested in a crossover that combines the Hey Arnold characters with the anime Pula Magi Madoka Magica? Not finished yet, but I'm writing that too. Peace out.
Oh, that will be some, that is... Some people would say that the American Psycho comparison and possible fan fiction would be fucked up, but Madoka Magica, that takes the best of both worlds, the fucked upness of American Psycho and the pretty sugar-colored wonderfulness of...
It's the deconstruction of the magical girl anime genre.
Yes, and it's... I haven't seen it yet, but apparently it's extremely fucked up and depressing.
Yeah, the first 2 episodes are fun. When you get to episode 3, something happens that makes you just want to take a break from it.
Yeah. Gotta check that stuff out.
I'd be into it. I'm down for it, Helga. I'm totally down to read that.
Yes. You know what? I'm happy that there's a girl named Helga out there who is writing fan fiction about a girl named Helga. Delightful.
Thank you, Milan Bane, 1993. You could, honest to God, do the whole video with the Bane voice, couldn't you?
I could. Once the show gets a new season, then you have my permission to die. The fire rises.
Alright.
First.
So, in a nutshell, would you be interested in reading that, Milan?
Reading? Oh yes, definitely. If I read it and if it's really good, I'd love to narrate it in my sumptuous Bane voice.
You heard it here, Sailor Helga. This man will not only review your fanfiction, but read it, do a reading of it as well. Not me, him.
In a Bane voice. The Bane voice. I love doing the Bane voice. And I'm not even trying. This is just how I sound when I wake up. I sound like Bane.
Yeah. So thank you for that question, Sailor Helga. Our next question comes from Jeftic1992. Oh, we're gonna rock on to Electric Avenue in 1995. I'll stop.
No, continue. What a beautiful singing voice. Continue.
No, I can't. We have questions.
All right, then continue.
Electric1995's question is: there are some episodes that feature horror stories in them. I would like to know which one is your favorite. Okay, I'll answer this one because he technically is asking what one was our favorite, and the other one was asking what creeped us out. There's a difference between favorite and creepy.
For me, there isn't.
So it's a technicality. You got off on a technicality, Electric. So, I think my favorite is the Haunted Bride, but they're all... When Hey Arnold could get scary, it can get scary. That's the best part. Like, this, it's hard for me to, like, watch the scary episodes when they come on in the reruns for, Nick is all that, Teen Nick is all that, or I mean, the 90s are all that, excuse me. And when they do the creepy episodes, and when I'm awake at night, all by myself, and they have one of the creepy episodes on, and they're explaining the background for the horror, I just get chills up my spine every time.
Yes. And that's when you know Milan Jeftic1992 is thinking of you.
And I'm really creeped out.
Haha, you knew this could happen. You knew having me on this show would end up with you having chills down your spine. But yes, creepiness aside, I personally love the whole series, but my favorite creepy episode, quote unquote, is the Haunted Train, just because of the kind of Hitchcockian, people trapped in a moving, essentially room, all kind of going crazy, then Arnold having to, step out, well, not traveling, yeah, they're all trapped in a train that's stuck under the river, and there's some sort of problems with it. And, yeah, it was just such a great thing, very Hitchcockian in nature.
Alright. Good. So thank you for that question, Electric. Our next question comes from John Kramer. I really hope I'm saying that last name right. I apologize if I'm not. Hope I'm saying that right, John Kramer. And he asks, simple question, was the movie any good? I liked it. Still there, Milan?
Yes, I am. The movie, it's been like so many years since I watched the movie. There's something about they were dressed as fruit, and they had to, foil a corrupt businessman from tearing down this wondrous part of New York. Yeah, I remember it. Very, very badly, but yeah, it was an alright film.
Alright. I remember it, and I felt like it's not the best ending for the series, but it's alright.
Yeah.
I technically count Arnold's, when Helga confessed her love to Arnold, I was like, I kind of wish he accepted back.
Huh.
Anywho, thank you for that question, John. Our next question comes from CVM Kid 26, and he asks, if you could pick an individual power for each Hey Arnold character, what powers would they be?
For Arnold, I would give the power cosmic.
Be serious.
No, I'm serious. I'd give him the power cosmic. Because I think you would have a lot of interesting things to do with that. Change people's lives.
Stick it closer to the mic. I can barely hear you.
I would give Hey Arnold, the character of Arnold, the power cosmic.
Or it's supposed to be one superpower. The power cosmic is multiple powers.
Well, no, it's multiple powers, but all under the umbrella of the power cosmic.
Well, okay, one power per one power. And the power cosmic doesn't. I don't count the power cosmic because it's an energy it's an energy source that gives multiple powers. It's supposed to be one power, you jerk. That's how I look at it.
I'll give Hey Arnold the power to alter reality for the better.
Altering reality for even for a 9-year-old kid, that's a dangerous power.
Well, But Arnold is not your average everyday kid. He is a very introspective person who cares about his fellow man. And sure, there'll be quite a few interesting stories to tell with that. Just kind of, the responsibility of changing some things, trying to help others, but, it turning out even worse. Just, I like to see kind of that introspective way that Arnold does things with superpowers. That would be interesting. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, then that's my question. Answered.
Well, it's all the characters they're asking. For my thing, Arnold would have the power of telepathy. I think he could use that power wisely, and he's also very optimistic, and he has a very Charles Xavier-esque personality to him to begin with.
I suppose so. That'll be all right. Helga, I would give the power of teleportation.
That's an interesting one. Why is that? Why give her?
Funny you should ask. Well, she could just teleport in Arnold's room while he's sleeping and just stand over him, watching him, sniffing his hair. And then when he wakes up, she can just teleport back to the roof and look through the skylight, making sure that he's back asleep. And then she'll teleport back into his room, and this whole charade will continue, for the rest of the night.
Alright. Okay, I guess that teleportation works. Would it be like Nightcrawler, just have this whole bamf, like a cloud of sulfur is behind her?
No, not really. Just kind of like boom, boom, just kind of existing in one place and then existing in the next.
Alright, I would give her... teleportation works. Alright, so... I guess we got Helga. What about Gerald?
Super strength.
Really? I was gonna give that to Harold. Oh, yeah, Harold. Definitely he gets super strength. What about Gerald?
Oh, I know. He shoots stuff out of his eyes.
Heat vision.
Indeed. That's the stuff.
Alright. Phoebe.
Throwing spikes at people?
That's a weird one. I was gonna go with, I was gonna go with precognition.
Precognition and also throwing spikes at people.
Pick one.
Spikes are always fun.
Alright, we did already Harold. Stinky.
Precognition.
I already gave Phoebe precognition, you prick.
I thought we agreed on the spike throwing thing.
I didn't.
Alright then, alright. Precognition it is.
Stinky, I would give him the power to smell.
The what?
The power to smell. That's a reference to Action Lead Now.
Right. Isn't that just like... Doesn't he already have that in the show?
Well, it would be even worse. Like he would be like the radioactive man, but stinky.
Delightful.
Sid.
The power of the big nose.
What, his nose would just like super nose activate? Like an elastic nose.
Like Mr. Fantastic, but with just its nose.
Yes.
So yeah, what about the next character?
Our next character is I'm looking at the list on Wikipedia, so we're gonna be here a while. Rhonda.
What?
Rhonda. What power would you give Rhonda?
Rhonda. That's a good question. I don't know. I truly don't.
I would give her the ability of the power of like hypnosis, or when she touches somebody, she can do like give them a powerful suggestion, and she would be like, hey, or just like on contact, she can take control of somebody. That just seems like in her power. Eugene.
The power of his imagination.
Eugene, I would make him immortal, because Eugene, he is a jinx, and everything bad happens to him. So as he gets older, worse things would happen to him. So I'd make him immortal so he would still feel pain as he kept on dying over and over again.
And if people say, I'm fucked up, Jesus. That is some cruel ass shit, my friend.
Well, Eugene is pointless. I don't like him.
All right then. Jeez. Okay then.
Lila.
Lila, ice powers.
That's a stretch. Okay, why ice powers?
Because Lila.
That makes sense enough for me. I don't think we need to do like the older characters.
Okay then.
But actually, one more.
Dude. Something amazing happened again.
What?
I know. I have now 400 subscribers.
Ah, look at that.
Yes, happiness to me. Aha, the fire rises. Anyway, continue.
I guess we'll do one more. Olga.
Olga.
What would we give her?
The power of getting what she wants.
She can already do that.
All right then. I don't know.
Levitation? I don't know.
Yeah, levitation was all right.
That'll be alright. So think of that question, CMV Kid. We spent a while on that one. Our next question comes from Burnouter7, and he asks simply, "What was your favorite episodes?"
That's a tough question. There's so many.
I think my favorite, all the Olga episodes, because believe it or not, I like the character of Olga. So
I like the character of Olga as well. She's adorable.
She's an idiot, but she's adorable.
Yeah, an idiot. That's a little harsh.
But she's kind of an idiot, and sometimes she's smart, and she does care about Helga. So I do like her as a character. So all the Olga episodes, the episodes when they focus on Rhonda as well. What's the opera episode? I love the opera episode. I love the Halloween episode. And there's so many. Too many to count for me.
Indeed, me too. It's too many to count for me.
Alright. So, Burnouter, sorry we couldn't go further on that question, but it's too many to count, really. So, our next question comes from ActionFan19, and he asks a very interesting question. If Arnold had a favorite DC and Marvel hero, who would they be?
Superman.
Alright, that's the what do you think for Marvel?
Spider-Man.
God damn it, those are my picks too.
Ha-ha! My psychicness works.
Well, here's the thing. I think he would really like Spider-Man. Arnold would really be a fan of Spider-Man because he's so optimistic, and as well as Superman. I think he'd really be a fan of Superman and Spider-Man because they're people who don't quit. Arnold never quits.
Indeed,
and there are you could if Arnold did read comics of these characters, it would show that their optimism rubs off on him. You know.
Indeed.
Yeah, so it's a cliche answer, but I feel like those would be the characters he would really like the most. Out of all the Marvel and DC characters, Spider-Man and Superman. Because they're so optimistic, they're so make you feel good most of the time. And I think like when he's reading a Spider-Man comic, he'd be like, "Oh man, I've been there before." I mean, I'm in elementary school, but wow, I mean, high school sucked as well. I think he would also, like, in terms of other characters, I think he would probably be a fan of... I think he would also be a fan of Tim Drake, Robin.
Oh, totally, yeah, Tim Drake.
Yeah.
because we don't have Tim Drake and like '90s Team Drake and Arnold had a lot in common. Now it's just like, Tim Drake.
Your costume sucks, and everything else. You're not the Tim I know.
No, the costume. I like the costume. I genuinely do. But it's just like with the '90s green and red Tim Drake outfit, it had a certain thing going to it. It had a certain charm. But with I like the costume of the New 52. It looks cool to me. But it's just like, you know, the stories are, they're all right.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right. I don't know. We kind of went off at a tangent there. I don't know. Like, what other superheroes do you think he would like on both sides of the mainstream?
I don't know.
Like I said, I think Tim Drake would be on his radar. I think also. I think he would also be he would really like, I think he would also enjoy for Marvel. I'm going to go on a limb and say I think he would really enjoy reading about The Thing.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah. Ben Grimm, like, I could just imagine a conversation between Arnold and Ben.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I think also, Arnold, and this is a bit of a stretch, I think he would also be a fan of Mr. Terrific.
Of who?
Mr. Terrific.
Mr. Terrific? Yeah, I see that happening.
Yeah. I think also, this would be perfect for Arnold. Wally West.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, he would totally be a fan of Wally West. I could totally see, because he goes through some shit times as well, but he could be so optimistic and charismatic as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I could even see Arnold maybe being interested in reading Iron Man.
Nah, Iron Man's a little bit too much.
Yeah. Captain America. That's someone who falls into the optimism and always doing the right thing, like Arnold always wants to do.
I suppose so.
Yeah. So that's just a few picks. But thank you for that question, Action Fan. Next question comes from Zach the Thunder King. And he asks, favorite moments from Hey Arnold? Favorite moments. Got too many. Damn it.
Yeah, me too. Just too fucking many. It's just so filled with these wonderful, just life happiness moments.
Yeah. Actually, here's one I recently watched, so I can tell you this favorite moment. When Arnold is dreaming about his parents, he's having kind of like a semi-nightmare about losing his parents over and over again when he's younger, and his grandparents are there. You know, kind of, this dream reminds him that even though he doesn't have his parents, he still has his grandparents to hold him up. So,
cool.
Yeah, and there is this great moment where he's just a young kid. At the end of the episode, after after everything in this Parent Day episode, he's in this plane and he's just flying off to into the clouds after his parents, and it's a great ending to the episode. It's like, oh, that is so sweet.
That is too sweet. That is so adorable.
Yeah. It's also, I think, another favorite moment for me is the Thanksgiving Day episode where Arnold and Helga are having this great conversation about what family really means. And it is like, oh my god, these people are like almost in their 20s. It almost acts like these people are in their 20s, and they're still they're only 9 and 10. And they're super intelligent. It's mind-blowing because it almost feels like Helga, it kind of hints that she doesn't believe in God.
Yeah, that is. See, that's what I'm talking about, interesting character development.
Yeah. It doesn't really say it, but it's almost like she kind of hints at she doesn't believe in God. But they don't outright say it, which was clever. So
I agree, it's quite clever.
Any particular moments you want to mention? I know you said a lot.
Yeah, like I love that scene on the rooftop with the guy with the pigeons.
Oh, you mentioned this earlier.
Yeah, I mentioned this earlier. It's just so great. I think I nearly cried at that scene.
Alright. So thank you for that question, Zach. Next question comes from Jake Bat. Jake Bat asks, how much do you think people named Arnold who grew up in the Bronx hated this show? I couldn't tell you. I didn't grow up in the Bronx, nor was my name Arnold.
I don't understand why people would hate this show, because it's just so wonderful.
Well, I mean, he's making a joke of if you were named Arnold growing up and you lived in the Bronx, because technically Arnold grew up in the Bronx.
That's cool.
So, I couldn't tell you, really, because I don't know. I've never met anyone who's named Arnold or from the Bronx, and I haven't asked, hey, did you watch Hey Arnold? And why did you just punch me? So, yes, but anyway, I hope that question is suffice enough. So thank you for that question, Jake. Next comes from Jaden Mobley. I really hope I'm saying that last name right. Again, I deeply apologize if I'm mispronouncing YouTube names or real names. I suck at that. Alright, and he asked a question, what if there was an all-grown-up type series of Hey Arnold?
No, I'd check that out.
Yeah, I mean, there's fan art of that, like them in high school. I've always said that you could, if you wanted to bring the show back, that's the best way. Because they would be in high school or, senior, they would technically be, I would say, there are fourth graders in the 90s, so they'd be in college by now, or out of college, maybe. Or you could just say that it's in high school, and it hasn't been much of a time skip.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, that would be interesting, but then again, you fall into the whole high school drama thing. But then again, I'd be, on the other hand, if it was the Hey Arnold characters, I'd be a lot more interested.
Yeah.
Because you did see the school drama in there, and you could probably do deeper things with it. And I'm not saying you couldn't, don't make Hey Degrassi. Don't do that.
No.
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 Thank you, Consuelo.
You got that. Yeah.
I would, if again, like you said about the movie, it would have to be under the creator's watch, or someone who had a lot of love for these characters as well. Because, I've seen All Grown Up. I don't hate it as much as most people do. But I will admit there were some bad episodes.
With the Rugrats, you mean?
Yeah, Rugrats All Grown Up.
Hey, it was a fun little thing. It's just oh wow, look at that. The things I saw as babies and now prepubescence. Interesting.
Yeah. I didn't hate it as much as everyone else did, apparently.
No, I didn't hate it. There was actually a few really witty moments there.
Yeah. So, thank you for that question, Jaden. Jaden Mobley, thank you for that question. That's all I can say is we'd be interested. Next comes the Omnitron12345.
That is the most badass name I've ever heard.
He asks, if they had done an episode where Sid snapped in the similar manner of Curly, how do you think they would have gone, and how different brand of crazy would it be compared to Curly? Well, you can't top Curly crazy in Hey Arnold, you just can't.
No, you can't.
If Sid snapped, I think it would be something like, there would be 911 calls and bullets heard in the background.
Indeed. And somebody would whip out a flamethrower.
Yeah, it's more like Curly. Sid, I think he would just shoot up something. I know that sounds morbid, but that's just how I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's all I can say. What do you think? Oh God, why did I ask the crazy person this?
Oh, thanks, man. I feel really? Yeah, why ask the crazy person? Asking crazy people has been one of the things that made history move forward. Oh, golly. So mean. Anyway, I agree with you. The whole shooting up things would be the possibility, but yeah, I'm not that morbid. So, yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, and dude, a crazy person, huh? That is, I know it's true, but still.
You're fading away again.
Oh, am I? Goddamn microphone.
Alright, there you are.
There you go.
Alright, so next comes Boo Rat.
Boo Rat.
And thank you for that question, Omnitron, by the way. And Boo Rat asks, after which after-school special, or emotionally did you like or emotionally charged episode hit you the most? You know, the ones that reveal something about the character's past, like the one guy and his daughter. I can't recall their names, but it's been years since I've seen this show. Sorry. Laughing emoticon.
I don't like it. The thing is, every episode has that kind of, high school after school special type of really profound ending. So I'm like, every single one of them. I think they were just really great stuff.
Yeah. I like, again, with Arnold's parents, and also when the first appearance of Lila, when you saw her backstory, it was heartbreaking.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember it.
Also with the Thanksgiving Day episode, that one was very cleverly written. And yeah, there's a few others, but those are the big ones for me. So thank you for that question, Boo Rat. Yes, I will say your name like that. I will say his name like that every time I bring it up. But anyway, Boo Rat, thank you for that question, Boo Rat. Our next question comes from Wolfman the Impaler. And he asks, beside Grandpa Phil, who is your favorite adult character? Now, a lot of people know, if they know me, they know that my favorite adult character was Grandpa Phil, because I have a grandfather exactly like Grandpa Phil.
Oh, that's awesome. My favorite character,
favorite adult character.
Well, there's a lot of very favorite adult characters, but I gotta find an opportunity to say this little factoid out. Basically, Mr. Kakashka, the Russian guy, basically, one day, he had some really tragic history with his daughter. I'm like, oh, that is so sad. But also, I just love the character, and I truly love he's a very tragic character, but the thing why I love him so much is because before that episode aired, and before we seen it, me and my little brother had this joke going on, because Mr. Kakashka, in Russian, Kakashka means goblet of shit. And me and my little brother just giggled our asses up when he came on the screen. Ah, it's Mr. Kakashka. But then
and now you know, people, Kakashka means globload of shit.
Yeah.
Which he was.
Yeah, but then the episode aired when me and my little brother seen that episode with his daughter and just how sad it all was. I'm like, oh, poor Mr. Kakashka.
Are you sure you're not thinking of Mr. Hoon? Are you thinking of Mr. Hoon because he had a daughter?
No, Mr. Kakashka had one too.
Oh, that's right. It's been a while since I've remembered all that. But I think my favorite character, Kakashka, I think if he was in real life, if I lived in the same house as him, I'd just go to his house and beat him if I was angry. Like, I would just, Kakashka, open up. I had a shit day at work. I've come here to beat my aggression out on you. He's like, why do you hit me? Why are you mad at me? The more you talk, the more I hit you. Why are you doing this to me? I have done nothing wrong. That's exactly the point. I don't know, every time Kakashka talks, I just want to punch him in the throat.
Oh. Really?
Yeah.
Anyway, he's a funny guy.
And I just hate him. I mean, yeah, he had a redeeming moment, but still, I'm like, that was sweet. I still want to punch you in the throat, though.
Aww.
And then hug him.
He's like, my friend, you're sending mixed messages when you're punching me and hugging me.
We are having a moment, damn it!
And then you punch him in the face. Why do you do this?
So, to answer my question, my favorite adult character outside of Grandpa Phil was Mr. Hyun. He pretty much played the Asian stereotype, but they didn't make it completely racist. He was very cool. I like that episode where he gets to sing like Randy Travis, and I like how he loves being simple. He doesn't want to be a big country singer. He just wants to be left alone in his kitchen. He just work at a restaurant, and that's admirable.
Yeah.
So, Mr.
I like the guy. I like the guy who's you know the guy who's the landlord. The guy with like he lives in the basement and there's like books stacked up all the way to the ceiling.
Ernie?
Yeah, Ernie. Ernie's a funny motherfucker.
Yeah, I like Ernie too because I kind of have an uncle like him. Well, not uncle, distant cousin. Yeah. So I have a distant cousin almost like him, but a bit more. How do we put this? Italian.
A bit more Italian. Oh, you're Italian. Ha ha. Interesting.
Yeah. Anywho, yeah, so those are a few of my favorite adult characters. I want to punch, I want to throw Helga's parents off a bridge, or because technically the stuff they do when she goes to the shrink, and that's another one I want to bring up. More, I should have brought up when we talk about favorite moments in episodes is when Helga goes to therapy, and she lets it all out. I'm like, she should be into social services then, or in her sister's care. Yeah. So
the thing is, people don't get this, but Helga's mother is an alcoholic because she's like, oh, when I was a kid, she's like, oh, she's always tired. But then I got a little bit older, she's like, oh my god, she's always drunk.
Or high.
Or high. No, drunk, because she has like whiskey bottles everywhere.
Yeah. Alright, so we're down to 3 more questions, but thank you, Wolfman the Impaler. Our next question comes from Death Christ 2000. That sounds like a metal band, doesn't it?
Oh, indeed.
Yeah. Doing covers of Rammstein songs. Alright, and his question's very simple. What was up with the episode where Arnold goes to live with his Amish cousin? Oh, Arnie. Arnie is Bizarro Arnold.
Indeed it is. It's Bizarro Arnold. Oh my god.
Yeah, he doesn't go to the Amish country, he goes to Bizarro world. That episode freaks me out, and also when Arnie comes to visit, I'm like, oh, I thought it was a dream sequence. He's a real character. God damn it! And Lila wants to jump Arnie's bones. What was up with that?
Jump Arnie's what?
Jump Arnie's bones.
What does that mean?
It means ride him like a cowgirl. You follow?
Oh, all right. Sexual intercourse. All right.
Yeah, like what? And also, I love it because Arnold gets pissed off that Lila's giving Arnie all the attention, and meanwhile, he had a girlfriend. Arnie had a girlfriend named Lulu, which was the reverse Lila. And
that is so weird, isn't it?
Yeah, and Lulu tried to jump Arnold's bones. Like literally, she straddled him.
Huh.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure there's some dirty rape fiction of Lulu and Arnold that I'm not going to read anytime soon out there.
Funny.
But anyway, anywho, I say that a lot. Yeah, that episode is kind of creepy because that episode also has a creep factor. And then when Arnie comes over, you're like, God damn it, he's a real character. What did you think of Arnie and Bizarro Hey Arnold?
Oh, it was so incredibly funny. I laughed my ass off. It was beyond hilarious. Teen Spirit.
What?
Nothing, don't worry. I'm just looking at this shampoo that's called Team Spirit.
Oh, I thought you were mentioning the Nirvana song.
The funny thing, you should say that. It's the guy the guy that shot himself is looking at these shampoo bottles that says Teen Spirit. I'm like, haha, cute.
Right. So, thank you for that question, Death Christ. Our next question comes from Amoya Reviews. Again, I really hope I'm saying that right. And Jerkwater, if you're still with us, this is the question I was talking about. But with a bunch of older cartoons recently getting their own comics, would you like to see a Hey Arnold comic?
Yes, I would, actually. I think this would be one of the... IDW, get on that shit.
Well, Nickelodeon has a tendency to own their own comics. They're doing SpongeBob comics. They're not going to be smart enough to do, hey, we should do a Hey Arnold comic. They're not going to be that smart, Milan. You know this.
I know you are right, but somehow something deep inside me wants this to be true.
Well, let's hope IDW, because they're doing the Nickelodeon Ninja Turtles comics, so maybe they'll be like, hey, we could do another Nickelodeon comic book because we're IDW and we're awesome.
IDW is just amazing.
And now people are like, you're only saying this because now you want Mars Attacks Hey Arnold.
That is about to happen.
Don't you dare fucking yawn on me, because it's only 3 p.m. It's almost 4 p.m. where you are. It's 2:30 in the morning where I am while we're recording this.
Funny thing, I woke up at 3 a.m. 3 p.m. Sorry.
You fucking lazy Russian bastard.
It's Sunday, dude. I get to sleep in. Sunday on a Sunday, like the Sunday Telegraph. Anyway, continue.
How I'd like to see it done is like maybe each episode, like there are story arcs that follow characters, or maybe you could do, dude, you could make so much out of like standalone micro series out of this.
Totally.
Yeah, you could do one shots about all the characters, and I don't know, maybe we could get Hey Arnold meets fuck Transformers, or I don't know, it's fucking IDW. Maybe / Hey Arnold. Make that happen and I'll be impressed.
Oh yeah, that's bound to happen.
Yeah. Or we could finally get Spider-Man Hey Arnold. But then again,
cool.
Yeah, Disney and Marvel will be like, no. We're not doing that, IDW. We haven't crossed over with you since our abominable New Avengers Transformers crossover.
Oof. Jesus. That was a thing.
Yeah, that was a thing I had to read.
You poor man.
Yeah.
Poor man. I hug you through the internet and in hopes that you feel better.
It's not helping.
No. Okay then. Anyway, I'm gonna get my screen. And I did. I'm like, you relax.
You're away from the mic again.
Oh, am I? Fucking hell. Why do you do this to me, silly microphone?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yeah, how would you write this comic book?
Personally, I don't want a crossover between anything.
Well,
I just want...
Well, I wouldn't cross over anything. It's just that I make that joke because IDW loves to cross over everything.
Yeah. Personally, I'd love to see a Arnold mixed up with Rugrats, just because. Not Rugrats when they were babies, but Rugrats when they grow up.
I would say if we could do this as a straight comic book, not crossovers aside, I would actually really enjoy seeing this comic book as like story arcs and maybe carry off and do what the movie Craig Bartlett wanted to do.
Sure.
And yeah, we could finally get like that story of Arnold finding his parents and what happened, thereafter. Or maybe you could do a high school story.
Totally.
Yeah, it wouldn't be like Nick Spencer's Morning Glories, mind you. Anywho, I think we've got enough. We've milked that question.
Yeah.
So thank you for that question, reviews. And our final question is it comes from Mr. Emerald123. And he asks a very simple question. Which Hey Arnold character did you most relate to? Milan, I'm going to let you handle this one. I'm going to let you take first shot at this.
Personally, I really did relate with Hey Arnold. I was kind of...
Why do you say Hey Arnold? Why can't you just say Arnold?
Sorry, because Hey Arnold is just the name of the show and the character just comes so intertwined. I'm just... Arnold and I really did, me and Hey and Arnold... fucking hell. Me and Arnold were quite similar as kids. I was kind of retrospective, kind of quiet, sane. And then, my mind cracked and I became more like Curly.
Somehow I kind of saw that coming.
Yeah. But I still love Hey Arnold. I still do,
You did it again.
Yeah. What?
You said Hey Arnold again. It's just fucking Arnold when you talk about him. When you want to talk about the show, it's Hey Arnold.
It's Arnold, sorry. Arnold.
I gravitated a lot towards, Helga, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
Because I've been there of being in love with somebody you can't be with at times, and I've had, parents that are very... I'm not saying my parents are like Bob and Miriam exactly, it's just that my parents very look up to my siblings because they have more chance of going somewhere than I do. Because
that's not true.
Well,
look,
I have more pressure put on me internally. Because I'm not saying my mom's an alcoholic, my dad's a workaholic bastard. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is that they do put a lot of pressure on their children, because that's kind of what our family is on my dad's side of the family, is that they put a lot of pressure on him and my aunt, my grandparents, to do something with their lives, and I've kind of hit a lot of dead ends, and I can't find a lot of things to correlate with my parents. So it's very difficult, and I have, I do have a tendency to lash out. Not as violently as Helga, but I do have a tendency to be kind of standoffish, so...
That's cool, me too.
I'm going to say Helga. So, yeah. Well, this was a really good Q&A.
That's it? That's all the questions we have?
Yeah, dude, this is one of my longest Q&As yet. This is over an hour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Neato.
Yeah. This has been one of my longest Q&As. I think the only one that beat this out was the Gravity Falls one.
Ooh.
Although I could be missing that, but yeah, this was a good Q&A. I enjoyed it. What about you, Milan?
I thought this was a really great thing. I mean, it was fun, it was informative, and I did my awesome Bane voice for a little while.
Yeah, so give him
Hello?
more. What? What?
Sorry, just there was a lot of static. I thought you went offline.
So, if you want to give Milan more subscribers, go subscribe to Milan Jeftic1993. 1992, whatever.
Yeah. Oh, not forever. Anyway, yes, and thank you for advertising me for the wonderful thing that I am. Anyway, it's been a lot of fun doing this thingy-majiggy, this Hey Arnold Q&A video.
Yes, it was a blast and a half, one might say.
Indeed.
No one says blast and a half. What, am I fucking crazy?
No, blast and a half is a cool thing to say. It's hip.
Don't fucking patronize me.
I don't even know what that word means, my friend. So I can't do the thing that I don't know what it is. I do not patronize anybody. I mean everything what I say, and I mean what I mean.
That feels like a reference to something.
It is. It isn't a reference, it's just me being silly. Anyway, you want to wrap this thing up?
Yeah. So we want to thank you all for the questions. They were very informative. It was very fun. One of the best Q&As, I would say. I got to talk about...
Oh, thank you!
I got to talk about Hey Arnold. And I'm kind of contemplating on what to do with my next Q&A. I will think of something, though. I will think of something.
Indeed. You think of something. and I will do stuff as well that is helpful.
You will sit in the corner and you will shut up.
That's the plan, yes.
Alright. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.